had too many old school Bentley blower cars here, but it literally is any type of car that's been tuned or modified. So interesting matchup here with the hot rod pickup up against Scooby. Well, I wasn't expecting the modern car to be dipping. It's kind of I'm hoping that's just exhaust smoke out the back from a rich fueling system, but that's going to be quick. Wow! At 9:47, 150 mile an hour. It's very embryonic stages. Fairly close here to the party's Webster Race Engineering. John Webster has been involved with the sport drag race for many years. Was originally based powered full tube car on a mission. Rod through the top end with an 844 and 100. Now the first pair of qualifiers for HKS Street then into the burnout. Well, after Cressy, that's Paul Cresswell down there in the Autoglim lane and explained to me about all the shiny stuff earlier on. I said so today. Pretty impressive ETs towards the end of last season. Well, Cressy's motor not hanging around. The score runs through now 11.26 at 100. Just to get them on the two-step there. Conditions, so turn that into the race car. Well done to HKS, the man behind so many of the upgrades, so many of them. That's right now 3 or 4 10 zeros. Whoa! 0 0 near. Now that looks super exciting there. In the 200SX, he's been outrun what you've run it now for about 40 Skyline. He's certainly going for it big time this year. Wow, huge amounts of smoke out the back, which would kind of say he's running really rich, but making massive, massive surges of power. And then where the third gear change should have come in, he's just backed off. Look at that, 1377 at just 67 miles an hour. Proves the power he had down here on the start line. You can't, mate, but it's brilliant to see that car really coming on now in terms of luck. James Wilday away like a scolding cat there. And the Super Dude just running in a new motor. For the first time ever, I get to know his real name. It's John Morgan. I've known him as the Dude for the past, I don't know, he must be 67 years. Runs through at 12.66. But look at that, James with the first run at 10.38. That car sees a lot of action out on the street, a real street car. Well, another one of those real street cars and making the step up from Run What You've Run to HKS proper this year is Mark Salem in the Piston Killer. He did hundreds of passes in the 10s at various Run What You've Run events last year. Down there in the right-hand lane in the RX-7, in the left-hand lane, Malcolm Thomas. He's been floating around the Jeff scene for a very long time. Looking to be this year. Well, Mark Salem has possibly damaged something in the drivetrain there, which would be very, very unusual. Malcolm runs through an 11.42, 127 miles an hour. Just the first pass there, a couple of times it looked like he'd backed off a little on the throttle pedal. That's the entry on the computer, and it tells me it is Jeff Ludgate. So I would guess there are problems with Jeff's main race car. progressively into the 9s in the nearish future, but for the time being, I'm guessing he's still going to be there. Well, maybe not. I think he just hopped his tyres up. That was wicked off the start line for him. Everybody running a little rich today. Run 2:09.02. Now from the mainstream drag racing world. But of course, looking like your favourite car, is there into Japanese and powered by Japanese bodied and Japanese powered. And in the case of the machine in the right-hand lane, that's rotary power. Car in the left-hand lane. Well, Leon makes a good recovery, runs through with a 9.60 at the top end, but that can run personal best for the Golf. Well, Andy's just making a move around about the 200-foot point. Wow! Apologise in a minute, I've been saying that and as must be the other TDI North car. So Robert Carlson from Manchester in the Civic. They're running it very fast, overly rich, which means they can take their line and Paul Cresswell, left-hand lane, You've got to put a medication to show you're trying. 11.35 for Chrissy, Adam runs through with a 12.66. Wow, if they can go 8 thousandths of a second slower on the reaction time in competition later, they'll be cutting perfect lights on the legal side. Well, back in the day when he was racing GT5, Renaults that is, James Wilder in the left-hand lane always had a very nicely turned out car. To be fair, at times this RX has looked a bit of a snotter, which I really like, but he's really been working on the presentation on that machine recently. Well, they surprised him much quicker than it looks. No, it was about what I was expecting, 11.05. Super new, not seen him out on track for, I reckon, 5 years now. The car hooking up on the start line. His long-term aim with this is to get down and match what both Dee Ireland and Leon Green managed to do with their street cars. So remain streetable, but get it into the 8s. He runs through with a 12.91. Factory modified, newest entrant down there in the left-hand lane is Stuart Taylor from Guildford, a monster. Impress is our second quickest qualifier so far with a 12. Wow, big mile an hour at the top end, 156